Welcome to the Revenge of Podcast, your weekly podcast for all things Revenge of and more. My name is Jeff Iser, and joining me as always is Miss Coral Reedon.
Yo, yo, yo.
And Mr. Joe Myers.
Howdy, howdy.
It's been a week since our last podcast. I'm going to say that every time.
Yeah?
So everyone knows
Yeah.
that this is a weekly podcast.
It's reliable. People enjoy, repetition.
People set their clocks by it, I've heard. Their watches, their calendars. Anyway, we had quite the weekend. We had a fun little event on Saturday where we had a bunch of Magic people. It was a new Magic deck came out, a new Magic set.
Mhm.
So we had lots of Magics on Friday and Saturday.
That's true.
We also had a little soundtrack listening party with Salo, who is a regular over at the store, and he did a soundtrack for some crazy video game on Steam that Coral is now obsessed with.
Yeah.
It's
What
your
did I
new-
get to the crater or the skeleton bone?
Yeah, I don't know. It's called Extreme Evolution Drive to Divinity. If
Yeah.
anyone wants to check it out, it's pretty crazy. You know,
It's super crazy. It's available on Steam.
Yeah, and the soundtrack kind of rips.
Yeah.
In the
The
words
soundtrack
of
was great.
Jolene, I think it was kind of sexy. It was like I was saying, it was like Tron meets Eyes Wide Shut.
Yeah, give me a little Interstellar.
Yeah, Interstellar. It was like a sex party on a base station.
Like synth poppy kind of.
You know what I mean?
No.
You don't know what I mean?
No, I was just chilling. It was very relaxing. I was vibing.
That's cool. That's cool. We ended up leaving early. How did the rest of the event go? Were you there all night? You were there all
Yeah,
night.
I was there all night.
Yeah, how did it go?
No, it was great. Salo had his people come in. They were awesome.
Nice.
Everyone that even didn't know about the event complimented the music, so I thought that was really cool.
Nice. We had to dip out early because we built some stuff for the Creepy Gals art show, Creepy Gals Land. So we had to go check it out. It was opening night. And that thing was bonkers.
It looked like it.
I've never seen so many titties.
It looked crazy.
Oh my God. I didn't show you. I took a picture on the way out, back around, around the block on the way back to the car. On the ground, there was just a lone nipple pasty.
You didn't even pick that up for me?
I didn't pick it up. I took a picture. It kind of looked like a teeny tiny yarmulke with a tassel.
It had a little tassel, yeah.
Yeah, but it was definitely a nipple pasty because I saw a couple people wearing very similar nipple pasties.
So you go to a titty convention, you don't invite me, and then you don't bring me back
I think
titty cover?
I sent you a picture.
Yeah, well, just a picture. There's only so much I can do with that.
Yeah, it was pretty epic. Those guys really know how to throw down. People love to, I felt like, at first I was like, oh, this is kind of stupid. People dress up. And then I was like, oh, I get it. I could have dressed up, you know?
Yeah. You'll know for next time now.
Next time. I don't really have that. I don't really live in that red pink color story world. But perhaps I shall for next time.
I mean, Sue went all out, and pink,
she did.
bright pink is definitely not in her color story.
Yeah, I think the art show's going for a while too, so people should go check that out. It's called Creepy Gals Land. It's at the Super Chief Art Gallery downtown, which the area was not as sketchy as I thought it was going to be. The place was cool. It was a big warehouse and just some cool shit in there. I don't know. Check her out. We also had Sunday. I had this brilliant idea of fuck it, let's just show the Super Bowl.
For sure.
Brilliant.
But I think that I may have deterred people from coming.
I think you put on the wrong one.
Yeah.
The wrong Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Oh, we should have done the Nickelodeon
absolutely
stream. Yeah. Tell me about the Nickelodeon stream. Why?
It was just awesome. You had Larry the Lobster during timeouts running all over the field. Gary was in the stands cheering.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. I love SpongeBob and Patrick commenting whatever the game is. I don't know anything about football.
Yeah.
But
Dora could have taught you.
Dora?
Dora would pop up and explain the rules of the game.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't want to spend too much time talking about the Super Bowl because bleh, but it is the longest I've watched football in a very long time. And I got to say, Joe and I actually sat down at the end of the day and we watched the last 10 minutes or so. And it was kind of exciting.
Yeah, the double overtime was really cool.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't double overtime.
It was just
two. Yeah, it was.
I thought it was going to be right at the end. And I was
but then I had to turn to Joe and be like, did they win?
Not yet.
Or did they win now? Yeah.
Is it now?
But the most exciting news of all that came out of yesterday, I would say, is Beyonce's country album.
Yeah.
What?
Yep.
I personally kind of written off Beyonce thinking, well, her music's really not for me anymore. But those two songs she dropped yesterday are straight bangers.
Texas Hold'em and 16 Carriages.
Yeah. Did you listen to them?
No.
Oh my
I was at my own
God.
show.
Did you look Oh, you were at your own show
I
yesterday.
was at my own show.
Wait,
yeah.
you were at a show?
Yeah. Molly did her first show at Republic of Pie yesterday.
Oh.
For all those
Oh.
reefers out there who are butthurt that Coral is the taken lady, Molly is her fiance.
Beyonce. Yeah. It was really great. I've never actually been to a show.
Yeah.
And so I was a little nervous, but she did awesome.
Yeah.
You know,
That's cool.
hopefully she'll make it big and then I don't have to be here anymore.
Whoa.
But the fame.
I'll still be here. Just
Think about the
forget.
reefers.
The reefers. You can come with me. We'll have a great time.
You don't have to clean the toilet anymore. That's what Jolene's for.
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah, I wish I saw you post some of that. I wish I kind of would have gone. But the picture you posted looked like there was nobody there.
Well, that was like there was a big table in front of her, and I would have felt really weird sitting in a table a foot away from her.
Yeah.
And I was like, we'll just be back here. No,
She-
there's quite a bit of
She
people
didn't
there.
just have you sit on stage and like serenade you?
Just like look at her, just
Yeah.
smiling.
You're doing good.
Yay, you're doing so good.
Yay.
Well,
No.
we'll have to all go next time and like cheer her on or
For
whatever.
sure. I
Yeah.
felt like a weird mom because I had 3 phones up, all recording.
Oh my
I
god.
FaceTimed her mom and propped her up. And I'm just like,
Oh my
Oh,
God.
Yeah, it was
that's
cute.
sweet.
That's cute. Did,
I'm
Ke-
on my
did
list.
Kenzie go?
No,
Wasn't she gonna go?
Oh,
shoot, yeah, fuck you, Kenzie. No, I think she was a little hungover baby.
Oh no, a little
Mhm.
hungover, but she's a party girl.
She is a party
She's
girl.
such a party girl.
Yeah.
Every night she's like, oh, I want to go home, but I have to go to this party. And I'm like,
Ugh.
go home.
Yeah, and she's like, oh, I want to go home, but my 20-year-old friends are all partying at Black Cat or whatever.
Her old ass just trying to do a damn puzzle every night.
Yeah. Yeah, she's a party girl. We all know it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm excited about that Beyonce album. I read something today that was like, someone was like, "Do you think Taylor's gonna show up on it?" Not
What?
to talk about Taylor Swift, but like,
no.
wouldn't
Why
that,
would
I mean, maybe.
wouldn't that be cool?
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I guess. But Taylor really isn't country music to
She
me
used to
anymore.
be.
Yeah, okay, yeah. But
Well, and I would say that what I've heard so far of the Beyonce stuff is not very country, but it's
No,
like
it's like-
Beyonce country.
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
pop country, like it's like Dolly Parton meets Beyonce.
Yeah.
kind of.
Dolly Parton on there with Beyonce, that'd probably
Oh,
be pretty
that'd be
fucking
that,
cool.
fire.
that
Yeah.
might be happening. I
That'd
wouldn't
be
be surprised
fire.
if that happened.
That Dolly Parton is the Beyonce of Dolly Partons.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, I'm gonna jump to talking about what we're watching real quick because I got some other things planned for us to discuss that
Okay.
are far more important. So I figured we could just take a little bit of time to talk about what we've been watching, which is not much because we've been so busy and it's
Mhm.
only been a week. But we started watching Couple to Throuple.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Did you start watching it?
Hell fucking yeah.
Are you? Did you watch all 3 episodes?
I've not finished the last episode.
Okay, we've only watched the first 2 episodes.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, you go.
What's the name? Wilder and
Oh yeah,
Carrie? Corey?
Carrie? I think it's Carrie.
Corey. It's
I-
Corey.
Okay, what I do not. He is
Yeah,
a fucking
He's
Predator.
a
douche.
creeper.
He is
Yeah.
fucking weird.
He's got
Yeah.
diddler vibes for
he
sure.
does, and he comes off like he's trying to be like Mr. like cool macho, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh no, you
They
need to
got-
get slapped.
They mentioned very briefly in the second episode that they are like ravers, and I was like,
Okay.
this is like slipping you something at a
Yeah.
rave type vibe.
I mean,
Yeah.
his mustache certainly doesn't help, but I think that it's more of like his whole air is like just
Mhm.
is just diddly, you know?
Yeah.
Diddle me skittles, you know.
What do you think about the other couples though?
Um
Who are you throupling up with?
Oh Jesus, none of them. If I
No.
had to if I had to choose, I would say the least offensive of the 4 couples is the one with the really big buff guy
Okay.
and the lady.
Mhm.
Like he seems like he's just there to go get down,
Mhm.
and she seems like she's kind of cool with that too. And like they've kind of been on this journey before.
They seem like they're the 2 that are like the most like
Like put together.
together,
Yeah.
the least amount of drama.
I will say the first girl that they picked had it.
Becca?
Yeah, she had it fucking twisted. She thought that the
Yeah.
guy was there just to fool around and have some hot bitch, but it's like, honey, it's the woman. It's his wife.
Totally. And I love how they were like, do you think she had filler in her lips? And it's like, and then they cut to her and she looks like, hello.
Do you? Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, she's had filler, trust me. Then there's the gay couple, which are the most annoying thing I've ever seen on television.
I guess little disclaimer, I don't know that they identify as gay.
Sure, the one is like, I'm bisexual, and we're like, okay.
and the other is what? How did he describe himself?
I'm
don't
a
knock it till
trisexual.
don't
Oh my
knock it till
God.
I try it.
Yeah, it's like, okay, you want to be on TV. Yeah, that's your trisexual. And the bisexual one is just because he hates himself.
Yeah.
You know?
Him like shutting down and just like ignoring I'm like, you're a
Yeah.
baby. Shut
Both
the
of
fuck-
them,
Yeah.
both of them can't communicate.
No.
I do like the African American couple. Like
Sean and
so the lady I think the guy has no personality.
So boring.
And he's so boring. But also like when they had I love that their first girl they brought in was like the poly therapist or whatever, or the poly whatever.
lifestyle,
But then
coach.
she was the one having the most problems with the whole thing.
Yeah.
Well, I think she's coming from a true space at the same time.
Sure. Like Joe and I were both like, man, this is like really gross and dehumanizing with the way they're like picking people and like doing that.
yeah.
And then she was like, it's dehumanizing. And then the one girl was like, I can't be with her. She's saying
crazy.
it's dehumanizing.
She's like,
And
she's
it's
crazy.
Like,
I'm
it
done.
literally is.
Yeah.
That was the thing that I had said. I think that I think she is a smart, intelligent Sanu or Sanu.
Yeah.
I think she is a smart, probably emotionally intelligent individual
Mhm.
who maybe got duped by television, whereas the other two feel like they're emotionally stunted a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say this about the show, like the set design of it all is like white hot garbage. It's like somebody opened up a pamphlet of like how to design for reality TV
Mhm.
and then they just selected everything from the catalog and threw it in there.
They
I
shoulda
mean,
called
the
you.
budget is like non-existent.
Well, that's the problem with these shows today and why veterans like myself and other people aren't getting as much work is that they're just hiring these kids that will do it for cheap and will do for their rate and then
Mhm.
also like there's no budget and they give them no crew, so it's awful. When we do a show we bring all of our dudes with us and we have a crew and it's expensive but you get a good product out of it. And there's these other shows that are like, oh, it'll be you and then you can hire a bunch of production assistants at minimum wage to help you.
Yeah.
You know, and then you end up with, couple to throuple.
Mm.
But you get a little vacation out of it. That's the hook. They're like, oh, come to Costa Rica or wherever the hell this is. And
Panama, I think, right?
I would go. That pool, hell fucking yeah.
you can't get in the pool.
The other thing that I was laughing at is that all of their set pieces, they're so understated, and yet they physically look so heavy.
Yeah.
Like they're doing everything out of hardwood.
I know.
And
They're like, well, look, we made this little platform for them to stand on. Yeah. Well, anyway, there's I'll give it one more episode. It's no circle. It's no the circle.
Blah.
It needs a hook.
It
and
needs to
does
get
not have a
spicy.
hook. It needs
I am
You saw
amazed
the
at the
boobies.
amount of level of nudity and all they show on this. It's like, this isn't NBC Uni, this is Peacock. We will show it all.
I know. I told Joe, I was like, if we're gonna have to see nip nips, we better see some dingle dangles. You know what I mean?
Oh my God. No, I was surprised about that. She was
Yeah.
in the shower, right?
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
was sitting there, I was like, are those they got her titties on
Yeah.
Yeah,
here.
they got her titties out because it's Peacock. They
Well,
don't care.
They
don't
did.
care.
No, the guy jumped to the Jonathan.
Mm-hmm.
He jumped into the pool and they blurred his dick. Thank you, Peacock.
God damn it! Well,
No pee-pee for you.
this is the kind of equality that we need to be fighting for. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
You know what? Speaking of equality also and dehumanizing, the singles that they drag around and use as
Yeah.
props,
Oh my god.
there's entire people who we don't have a name.
Yeah.
We don't see any of them interacting.
Yeah, if you pay attention, like
No,
when they
yeah.
drag the singles out, there's a couple that we've never seen on camera.
There's the blonde woman. I don't even know who that is.
Yeah.
There's an Asian lady,
Yeah.
Don't even know.
don't know, and then there's two black guys. And
Mhm.
I don't know that either of them have had more than a line of dialogue in the
Yeah.
entire thing. One of them is named Frank.
Other one's what, Darian or something?
It's terrible. Do we
I
know
don't
what
know.
production company is doing that show?
It's free for Fremantle,
Oh, it's
isn't it?
Fremantle. Yeah. Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
You can anytime you mention any reality television production company, that's the proper response.
Ew. Yeah, got it. I will. Whoop.
Oh, go ahead. No, go
No,
ahead.
that one guy they have on there, that looks like fucking Thor. Okay, whatever. He was wearing that crop top, pink and blue.
Okay, we haven't seen that yet, but we saw the screenshot.
The screenshot, I was like, that's weird.
I was like, is that a goddamn crop top hoodie?
He scares me. Like he just looks like nope.
There's
Mm-mm.
not only that, but the amount of I mean, not even bisexual pride stuff, but like straight up pride stuff
Yeah.
Mhm.
that he wears, and then he is constantly talking.
Presumably he's a bi.
I don't know.
I think none of them are bi. I think they all just want to be on TV.
Yeah, I think that.
And they're like, I'm bi. Whatever.
Okay.
I'll diddle some.
And the amount of people who are in the thruples who have not stated that they are actually like when it comes to the black couple,
Yeah.
neither of them have stated in any way that they're anything other than straight.
Yeah. That's the boring part. I mean,
Mhm.
for at least like that there's going to be lesbian action. There has to be with
Yeah.
these straight couples. But like, come on. Like, we invite a dude in there.
He's not going to do that.
That's what I'm saying. It's like not
Mm-mm.
interesting.
Three of those couples are never gonna explore having another
No.
male third.
Yeah.
I thought the two guys together were going to pick a woman.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because that seemed like at the beginning what the whole trisexual bullshit's about.
Yeah.
They didn't. And I was like,
Pussies.
yeah, I'm saying, come on now. He's like, I can't wait to touch titties. I was like, oh my God.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like,
What are
okay.
you, 14-year-old boy, I swear.
Yeah. Those guys are the worst. Okay, so we're watching that, whatever. We power watched through, I forget what network it was on, but we watched this 3-episode docuseries about the Idaho murders,
Okay.
which is, do you know about the Idaho murders?
Mm-mm.
Oh my God, it's super interesting. I was following it at the time when it happened. But essentially it was this house where all these roommates lived.
I already know. Yeah.
By the
Okay.
college,
Mhm.
and 4 of them got murdered in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
And there was like so bad that like blood was like dripping out the house.
Was that
Through the
because
walls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that because he didn't get to go on a date with one of the girls?
No, we don't know still.
We still don't
Not
know.
to spoil
Yeah.
it for you, but he still hasn't gone to trial. But there's the 3 episodes are, it's about like cyber sleuths, I think it was called. Oh, it's Paramount Plus.
Yeah,
is
it's
what
Paramount
on.
because it was a CBS.
Yeah.
They had all CBS talent on it.
Yeah, so they're like following these cyber sleuth people that are like TikToker investigator types, and they're pretty annoying, but
Yeah.
that's what makes it interesting to watch because they're like stupid, I
Mhm.
guess.
So we're at that point where we have TikTok investigators.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
a
kinda-
good thing.
That's
Cool.
kind of the thing, though. It's in a way, it reminds me of when the stuff that was happening when Bill Clinton went on trial.
Yeah.
And a lot of what it has to do with is public
Mhm.
opinion and how people and the media relate in a post-justice kind of world where people are influenced by everything around them and what they see. And now we have TikTokers who
Mhm.
are attempting to weigh in on guilty or innocence in people, and it was interesting for that.
Well, did you watch Don't Fuck with Cats?
I was just gonna say
Yeah.
that the "Don't Fuck with Cats" documentary,
Yeah.
it's the same thing where it's like cyber sleuthing, except
Mhm.
they actually like figure out
It was
this
awesome.
thing. And the movie is awesome. Like the case was like crazy. It was like the Jeffrey Dahmer type shit.
Mm-hmm.
But this one's not quite as interesting as that. I did learn some stuff about the case that I didn't know about from before that is pretty interesting. But I don't know. It's a good watch, I guess. We killed the whole thing in one evening.
No
It was
pun
like-
intended, yeah.
Yeah, we watched all 3 episodes, but that's kind of like the only other TV show we've been watching. We're saving up True Detective, or at least that's what I've decided
Yeah, I was going
to
say.
save up True Detective for later.
Even though we
can-
have 2 more seasons we could be watching in that time.
But we did just watch a movie the last 2 nights. We
Mhm.
split it into 2 because we're old and it takes a while to watch
No,
movies.
it's okay, Grandpa.
Because he falls asleep.
Well, we did start a 2-hour movie at midnight.
Okay. But we started watching we watched Mandy, the
Okay.
Nicolas Cage movie. Did you watch it?
No.
It's bananas.
Really?
Yeah. I will say that it's not necessarily my type of movie, the majority of it, but the second half of it I was pretty into. It was kind of like I would say Evil Dead meets like a new Evil Dead, like Evil Dead
Okay.
Rise maybe meets Hannibal season 4 or 3. I don't know. Like it's lots of visuals and weirdness and shit like that. But then there's like a chainsaw battle and like bizarre shit.
It's like big cosmic horror. So
Okay.
it's like not knowing is the horror a little bit. Like things being above and without your understanding and with no ability to conceive of what's happening in certain ways.
Yeah. I would be like had I not powered through, it
Mhm.
was one of those movies that I would have like lost interest in towards the beginning of it,
For
but
sure.
I was like focused on finishing it and it did like pick up and was pretty good. It's
I think it had a lot of like giallo style to it. Like it
Yeah.
pulls a lot from like 70s horror where it's like slow kind of methodical. Pacing is all about tension
Lots of
rather
blood.
than action.
Yeah.
So
How is Nicolas Cage in this?
wild.
Full Cage.
Full Cage?
Full
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage.
Okay.
There's some scenes that are just like, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Like that bathroom scene.
The bathroom scene was pretty
There's a
extra.
couple of, and then he's just caked in blood like the majority of the movie. It's
Okay.
bananas.
No, I need to check that out.
I think it's on Hulu, right? It is on Hulu.
Okay.
Yeah, we watched it. He owns it, so we watched
Yeah.
it there. But it's produced by our good friend Elijah Wood and his company, Spectre Vision.
Oh,
So
yeah,
that's why
Elijah.
we're
Hey.
checking it out.
Mhm.
So we watched that, and I mean, Mean Girls is still on the list for this week. I gotta watch. We
Mhm.
gotta watch Madam Web first.
Why first?
You know, because it comes out this week. It's
But
like,
you're already going to be in a bad mood after that.
Can we say just have you watched any of Dakota Johnson's press?
yeah, she's like
It's
shitting on it.
so good.
She's like it. Yeah, the press she's doing for Dakota Johnson. She's
Mhm.
Madam Web. She's like shitting on. She's acting like she doesn't want to be there or something.
Yeah, 100%. Which is what she does like every time.
Yeah. I mean, she's a nepo baby
Yeah.
with very little talent.
I saw the interview about that, how she gets pissed off when people keep bringing that up. She's
Yeah.
like, it's just so annoying. I'm like, well, I
do
mean,
something to
give them something else to talk about, honey. I
Yeah,
don't know.
exactly. Make them forget that.
But she said before that she does not want to leave the house, hates leaving the
Yeah.
house.
Really?
I
Yeah.
like her personality as just I mean, she's very frank.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't for her, Ellen would still be kind of doing her thing.
Fucking love that
I don't
interview.
understand. What was that?
She's the person who started calling out Ellen for being terrible
Okay,
publicly that people
love
start paying
that.
attention to.
As entertainment people,
Uh-huh.
the whole Ellen thing was like a very poorly kept secret amongst all of us for
Mhm.
like a decade.
Why?
Before that, everyone knew she was this terrible person, and we all heard all these horror stories, like people who work with
chew
her.
up producers. If your producer wasn't like at a certain level, they just would spend a year or two there and then get spit out, just exhausted.
And this was like pre cancel culture, really. So like
Mhm.
you couldn't, like, it didn't matter. She had a hit show, so she could do whatever she wanted, and everyone was just collateral. So that's why we all knew the stories, and it just is what it is, you know. And now, luckily, people like that get what's coming to them. But
And the next generation has a lot less of a stigma about calling people out.
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
You get a Dakota Johnson who's like, actually, she called her out on air too.
It
Was
was
the crazy
yeah.
thing?
Really?
Have you seen? Yeah. Because
I feel like I did see it at the time. I just can't remember like exactly.
the kind of start of it was the first time that people really kind of saw it was when Dakota was talking about her birthday,
Uh-huh.
and Ellen brought it up. Ellen brought up her birthday, and then Ellen proceeded to pretend like she hadn't gotten an invite. And Dakota sat there and called her out and was like, actually, I sent you an invite. And
Yeah. And she looked at was it the producer she looked at? And she was
Yeah.
like, yeah, I sent the invite. And the guy told Ellen, and he was like, yeah, we got it.
Yeah.
She was like, oh, whoops, I was probably busy. I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah. And then she from there it kind of escalated because everyone wanted to talk to Dakota about why she was willing to do that, and then it blew up because then another person talked about how terrible it was, and another person, and then it didn't really turn into a thing. There was no recourse at that point because then it's just celebrities being terrible at celebrities. But then once that kind of crack was in there, the
workplace
producers, the workplace thing really blew up.
Yeah, I used to hear all these stories about how she would just like eviscerate people in the writing room. I mean, we've all heard the stories now that like came out, but we were hearing those stories forever. I remember this one dude told us who used to work on the show that Portia would just sit on her lap and they would like make out like during meetings or something.
Ew.
And it was disgusting.
Ew.
Yeah, but you know,
Ugh.
whatever.
Lesbians, man.
So there's something important that I want to talk about that we've got coming up in the next couple weeks. So I decided to start a new segment for the next couple podcasts at least, so we can get prepared for this moment. So this is a new segment I like to call Road to Jumbos. Okay, so those of you who don't know, there's a very famous bar in Los Angeles called Jumbo's Clown Room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I have a very fond spot in my heart for this establishment. It's a bikini club and dive bar, I guess.
Okay.
But none of the staff at Revenge of have ever gone there.
Mm-mm.
You've been there with me several times.
I've been.
Yeah. But Kenzie, Coral, Jolene, Lucas, even Scott.
Scott's never been?
Scott's never been either.
Is Scott going?
No, he said
Oh,
no.
fuck.
So basically what we're doing is I'm going to end this, right? And I'm going to take everybody there in one trip. So on Wednesday the 21st, after we close, we're all going to go to Jumbo's.
Oh,
And I haven't
yeah.
discussed this with Joe yet, but I want to take the token money and use that for the strippers.
We'll
We'll see. We'll see.
Yep.
We'll talk about it.
Performers also.
Sorry, performers, because they don't strip.
They don't like that word no more.
So so the next 2 weeks I want to just like do a deep dive into Jumbo, so you're like really ready. And so I thought today we could cover like the history a little bit.
Okay.
The Jumbo's history. I've got some facts pulled up here and there. They also have like a very kind of old website that's got
Not keeping that too updated.
yeah, it's interesting, but it's got some good information on there.
Okay.
So we'll go back and forth between the two. There was also an LA Magazine article about Jumbo's Clown Room that came out last week, which really got me thinking like I have to resolve this because like it can't live. It's kind of like this you not having been to Jumbo's Clown Room is almost as bad as you not having watched Fast and the Furious.
Whoa.
It's like very close.
I mean, titties, cars, it's I don't
They
know.
go together.
Yeah, and there's also lots of titties in Fast and Furious. So
Yeah.
Car
it's
titties.
kind of the actual titties.
Okay.
Anyway, so some of the brief facts about Jumbo's. It's been around for 53 years.
Okay.
So it's almost as old as Scott.
Mm.
It's been around for 53 years. It is female owned and operated.
Love it.
Okay. Originally, it was opened in 1969, or
Nice.
it was started in 1969 by a gentleman named Jack Jumbo Taylor. He went through several different iterations over the decades before it became what it is now. But apparently, let's see, it says, this is from their website. Jumbo is introduced to a newly built 5-unit shopping center. Inside one of the units was a bar complete with a large area rug, fireplace in the center, and jukebox in the corner, and a dance floor. He immediately seizes the opportunity to open a bar in Hollywood where he and his friends can have a little fun. 1970, Jumbo's Clown Room celebrates its grand opening on June 27th, 1970. Bottled beers are 45 cents, cocktails are 50 cents, and shots of peppermint schnapps are $1 each. Why is peppermint schnapps shot twice as much as a cocktail?
Do you know how much alcohol's in that? It's like 100 proof for that.
Really?
Maybe I want to say 100, 150. That shit is nuts.
Ugh. A shot in a beer was $1.45.
I'm gonna get fucked up, man.
Well, that was 53 years ago.
So, do they have any of the original dancers?
So
that's what I'm looking for.
Okay, so the bar was a lovely living room atmosphere with a red barrel chairs surrounding a fireplace in the center, tables topped with candles and clown ashtrays.
I can't. Okay, so first, I'm having the hardest time picturing this fireplace in the center.
Yeah. What's going on with
There was
that?
no
Of a strip mall?
There was no. Well, you know where it is.
Yeah.
It's in a strip mall, but it wasn't. There was no dancers. There's no strippers at this point. It
Yeah,
was
yeah.
just a bar.
It sounds so cozy
Yeah.
I know.
and so
Well,
not
just wait.
strip mall.
There's things I read today that I didn't know about. So, let's see. Red bar stools and backs and booths all along the perimeter. There wasn't any snack machine at the time. There weren't any dancers, just a really fun place to hang out with your friends. We had a jukebox. We had parties for many occasions. Mrs. Jumbo would make enormous pots of food and share with all the patrons. Oh, see, this is a theme
See?
we're going back to. Is this whole
Mrs.
potluck thing.
Jumbo.
Potlucks.
So 1971, February, we're packed. Jumbo's is busier than ever after the Silmar earthquake. Celebrating life becomes top priority for many. Jumbo begins writing Clowning Around, a monthly newsletter for Jumbo's guests to view party pictures, read of upcoming parties, and find out who is named Clown of the Month. I see. This is another reason why I can't believe Kenzie hasn't been there. Is because she is she went to clown college.
Right.
Yeah.
I bet she's gonna learn a lot that night.
Yeah. Okay, so 1972, first members of the Jumbo's drinking team are issued cards. This is interesting, actually, from a business perspective. So members of the Jumbo's drinking team were issued cards for $10 each, and the card allows them one free drink every day for a year.
Okay.
So you ever what? You get a drink for free every day. You can be like, I'm gonna go grab a
For
beer.
$10. I mean, at the time, this is 1972. So, I mean, this is 3 years after they opened, and their cocktails were 50 cents. So I guess you could come and get like hammered for like $2.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
once you have one, you're gonna have a
You
second.
might as well have another.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So you could get a card for $10 and you could go there every day for a year. That's crazy. But that's just one drink, I guess. So yeah, you're going to have a second.
Yeah.
So it's a way of like getting people in the door. It's interesting. That's a good cue. Jumbos might steal that.
Like say you're gonna use that for tokens.
This is the interesting part that I was like, whoa. 1973, pillow parties begin. We clear out all the tables and fill the bar with new pillows. Everyone meets each other while sitting on the floor next to a little Japanese table. Jumbo installs a pizza oven in the corner and serves free pizza every Thursday night. Okay, sitting on the floor at Jumbo's Clown Room, it's been a minute since I've been there, but like that sounds insane.
Yeah.
And sitting on the floor of any bar. But I guess they had like carpet on the floor of bars back then.
This must be okay. This is a different era,
Yeah.
right? Like this is
100%.
like this must be like Playboy Club kind of era, because that's the vibe that's kind of giving. Like
I'm getting when you're here, your family.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like-
Isn't that crazy though? Like they just threw a bunch of pillows on the floor and everyone just sat there and like ate pizza. I mean, they were doing drugs too, for sure.
I'm curious about the clientele.
Yeah.
Like, is this men and women? Is this like are people coming there after work and just like
I don't know.
laying down on a
So
pillow? I'm
there's
curious.
there's some info that got out of the article that wasn't on the site, or it was kind of, but it went through all these different iterations, right? So apparently it was originally a neighborhood establishment with food. So they had like a kitchen of some kind. Then it went to dancing and theme nights, including tropical luau's and pajama parties. It was then a disco. Then it was a country western themed grotto, and then it became a cabaret, which is what it is now.
Now, a grotto, that means water, right?
Grotto is like cavey.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's sexy.
Isn't there always like a water element in a grotto?
Well, when they said country western themed grotto, that made me think of the Madonna Inn and like those country. Do you know the Madonna Inn? Oh man, if you ever go up to San Luis Obispo, on the way there's this hotel called the Madonna Inn, and every single room is like insane, and they're all different. So the rooms are like, they have these like caveman rooms where everything's rock, including like the bed is like a built-in rock thing with like a mattress on it, and like big caves. And they have like this like stagecoach room where the bed's like this big stagecoach, and like
did you see a few years ago when everyone started going to, I think it's Motel 6? There's like certain Motel 6 spread out across the country that have themed rooms, and people would go on like road trips to go spend a night in one of the themed rooms.
Okay.
Okay, so moving along the timeline here, it says 1976, Jumbo adopts a new disco theme as an instant hit. And includes a mirror ball, smoke machine, and kaleidoscope, and the top of the line sound system. 1976. 1982, out with the pizza oven, out with the fireplace, build a stage, enter a pool table, and bring in the pole dancers. Jumbo's is now a pole dancing club fondly described as Cheers with Tits.
I love that.
That's nice.
And then it says, out with the pool table, keep the girls. Fights over pool table bad, girls good. And then it says, and then in 1990, Jumbo's daughter takes over.
Okay.
And she's who runs it to this day.
Awesome. Okay.
So it says present day, Jumbo's daughter reflects on the clown room. It was the best of times and the wildest and blah, 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 blah. Basically, let's see. It says she took over for her dad in 1990, and while the place had a somewhat tawdry rep in the years that followed, what some call the Courtney Love era, because Courtney Love danced there. In the
Oh,
90s.
really? Okay.
Yeah, prior to Hole fame.
Yeah.
And then in 2004, they ceased doing lap dances because there was like an ordinance thing that happened in LA, and that's when they became a bikini bar. So in 2004, they the girls had to like work way harder to be more interesting to watch, since they couldn't like get naked anymore. So they're in like scantily clad outfits, but their performances are insane. They're like Olympians. It's crazy.
They're Olympians.
Just you wait and see.
Okay. Well,
You-
this just sounds so nice. And I like it really does, but I want it to be filthy in there.
It's filthy in there.
Oh, it's not clean.
Don't worry.
No,
Don't
I just
worry.
want a no-leg dancer hobble out for me. Let me see.
Oh no,
I mean, there's all
that's
kinds of
some
weird
Claremont
stuff.
Lounge shit.
Yeah, so that was another thing I wanted to talk about is it got me thinking about other famous strip clubs in the United States, and like the Claremont Lounge is like, I would say, the king or queen of
Now,
the.
is that just for us, or does it actually like make some sort of list?
I have no idea.
I mean,
I think for us, I mean, the Claremont Lounge is like a spectacle. It's like 60 something years old, and there's dancers that have been there since it opened.
Can women go in alone now, or has
To
that
the Claremont Lounge?
just to any strip clubs?
Well, these are
I
these strip
think
clubs like
so.
Claremont Lounge and Jumbos.
Uh-huh.
I would constitute them more as dive bars than strip clubs.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Claremont Lounge is nasty. Like they get like full naked, and the dancing area is like in the middle of the bar. So the
Okay.
bar is like U shaped, and then there's like the area where the people work, and then there's the bottles, and then there's the stage.
Okay.
So like they're like dancing on the bottles essentially. But they get like they do 3 songs I think each, and they start with like clothes, and then they gradually get completely naked.
That's wild.
It's crazy. And then they come around and they like beg you for money afterwards. Like I remember this Bo Peep, she's one of the famous ladies that works there. She came up and she was like, "Give me $1." And you're like, "Okay." And then you give her $1. And then she goes, "Thank you." And then she like shows her pussy.
She just shows her.
I swear to God,
for
like,
$1.
Yeah,
honey.
She just shows it and walks away. That's the kind of like, because she has the.
What a deal!
At the time, she was wearing these like, you remember those little LED rings that you could have that were like little flashlights? She would have those, so she would like pull her little thing aside and flash it on her poontang, and then be like, "Give me $1," and then walk away.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
yeah.
God,
it's pretty good. I think I incorrectly told you, but I did. The Claremont Lounge is where I got the T-shirt that had the cigarette burn in it.
okay, yeah,
I bought a T-shirt at the Claremont Lounge when I first went there, and it had a cigarette burn.
that's sick.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. I had a friend, Scott Story. He went to Claremont Lounge one afternoon, based on mine and Alexis's recommendation, and he bought a calendar from them. This was like 2018 or something. He bought a calendar. He got home and he realized it was a 2002 calendar.
Do you really care about
So
like what
hardcore.
year it is?
No, but that's the
Yeah.
kind of way they roll. It's amazing.
Wait, does Jumbo's have merch?
Jumbo's has
Yes.
merch.
They better have fucking merch.
I went through 2 or 3 of their trucker hats because I was wearing them constantly, and they're like pretty famous for their trucker hats. And I think they're cheap too. I think they're like
Yeah, I
10
don't think
bucks or
they're-
something.
yeah.
But I tried to find it the other day and I couldn't find one. So I need to get a new trucker
Yeah,
hat.
it's time to get a new one.
Yeah, I got a T-shirt in the back that I just realized I'd never worn. But yeah, they kill it on the merch for sure.
Hell yeah.
I did email them today
Oh,
What?
God.
to see if letting them know that there's a group of us coming in, and if there's like if I need to do anything for that, or
Yeah.
and
It's
then
polite.
and
That's
I-
it. That's a polite way
yeah,
to show
it
up
just
as
was
a
like
crew.
there's 8 of us potentially coming, like around this time on this day. Do I need to reserve something? Is this going to be a tough time? And then I was like, also, if you want to do any collabs, I was like, I don't know what that might mean, but we'll figure it out.
We'll bring one of the
Can
girls
you imagine
on.
a Jumbo's pinball tournament? Oh, it would be a dream come
I
true.
can, yeah.
It would be a dream come true. So that's this week on Road to Jumbos.
Mm.
I did have a couple more famous strip clubs to talk about real quick. I know this is outside of the segment, but might as well.
Yeah.
And I was mentioning this the other day because we've been listening to a lot of Chapel Roan and her song "Pink Pony Club." Pink Pony Club. And she always talking about like dancing at the Pink Pony Club in West Hollywood, which is not a thing. But there's this really famous strip club in Miami called the Pink Pony.
Okay.
And I'm like, does she know about it? Does she have some gay producing her song for her that doesn't know about the Pink Pony Club in Miami? Or what?
I think it's just a made up.
Right. It's just supposed to be gay. What's gay? Pink ponies.
Yeah.
Right.
Why are there so many pony strip clubs?
I don't know.
I used to date a girl that worked at the Pony in Alabama.
Oh, the Pony is a I think that's a chain, right?
Is
The
it?
Pony?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It was a wild time in my life.
I'm sure.
God.
The Pink Pony in Miami is like scary. I mean,
Yeah?
it's like so like corporate that like there's just there's deals happening, right? Which brings me to another Miami strip club that Joe. So okay, let me give you a little backstory about
Okay.
me.
Mhm.
Back in my drinking days, I used to really like to put myself in awkward situations. And one of them was going to strip clubs with all the guys on work trips
Okay.
and being like the gay that just hung out with the strippers and chatted because
Okay.
they would love that.
Yeah.
And I would buy them drinks and like give them money and stuff, but then they
Mhm.
would
So
just
they
hang out.
really loved it.
Yeah,
Yeah, of
exactly.
course. Like, okay.
So Joe and I were we were working in Miami for Bad Girls Club Miami in like 2013 or
Yeah, I
14
don't
or
even
something.
remember now.
And right around the corner from our apartment that they put us in
Mhm.
was this a strip club called Porky's.
Ew.
It was disgusting,
Yeah.
right? There was like a sketchy back room and like these girls were like sex trafficked for sure. It was like
Aw.
it was so sketchy.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
That's kind of a
You
I'm
were
just waxing
drinking,
poetic
so,
here.
you
Yeah.
know.
But afterwards I read up on it and it's apparently it was famous for brokering this deal for a submarine to get drugs from like Cuba. So like somebody like purchases, I don't know. It's a whole thing.
It was Colombia.
Oh,
It
yeah,
was
yeah, to get cocaine.
yeah, they were trying to bring cocaine in on a submarine and from Miami to Colombia
Yeah.
and the deal was made
At
there at
Porky's.
Porky's.
At Porky's.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It was a real shit box.
Yeah.
Like we were both like kind of freaked out afterwards. So that was a memorable moment for me
Mhm.
in strip club world. And then just like strip clubs in Cabo
Mhm.
are pretty great. Also equally sketchy. There's like Pink Kitty, wasn't that one?
I don't know, I never went to any of the ones in Cabo.
Oh, I went to a couple of them. Like you do a lot of sketchy stuff on the road with these like lighting guys, especially.
Ooh, lighting guys are
They love
they're
to
wild.
party. Like it's crazy. But I'd always tag along because it was weird, you
Mhm.
know? And I'd be like, that guy's married, but whatever. I'm just watching. I'm not even here. Do whatever you want to do, you know?
You're a different human.
Yeah. That's what you do in your 20s. It's fun. Then it got me thinking about LA gay bars
Okay.
and the strip culture or nude dancing scene, and we're fairly far removed from it at the moment.
Mhm.
Just for whatever
Who's got
reason.
time for that?
Yeah, but back in the day, there was all kinds of like there used to be a club called Foo Bar, which I think just recently closed. It's on Santa Monica.
Okay.
It closed pre-COVID.
Yeah, they used to have this night called Big Fat Dick.
Okay.
And they were just naked in there.
What?
Yeah, and they would have these dancers just naked, and then they would do this. This is really giving you a peek behind the curtain. No, Joe's shaking his head like shouldn't talk
Oh
about
my
it.
god.
This will give you a peek behind the curtain. But at Big Fat Dick
Mhm.
night, they
Yeah.
would do a big dick contest. So you get your picture taken, and they'd put it up on a clothing line,
Uh-huh.
and then they would have people like applause for them, and then like the winner would get like a free drink and stuff.
That's
And it was like
hilarious.
packed. It was packed. But I did once. I saw several celebrities there. I saw Matt Bomer there once.
Really?
Yeah, he was wearing a suit. It was weird.
Was he in suits at the time?
Maybe I saw Zach Quinto there once at Foo Bar. Those types of gays.
Yeah.
So that place was nasty.
Is it only big dick night?
No, it was disgusting like that all the time.
I was fixated. Do little dick night. Let those guys shine.
Foo Bar was pretty gnarly.
It was pretty gnarly. It used to be next door to Irv's Burgers, which
Irv's is back though.
Irv's is back, but not in that location. They moved from their original location down the street to that spot, which was
Gotcha.
connected to Foo Bar. Yeah, it was pretty gross. And then there was MJ's, which is now this like bougie coffee house. Next to Trader Joe's over on in Los Feliz. The Trader Joe's that's across from the Gelsons.
Oh yeah.
That it used to be MJ's next door, and MJ's was this like grungy gay bar that had this like shower in the corner, and the strippers would like strip in the shower.
They also had a A jacuzzi
They had like a
right in
portable
the middle of the
jacuzzi.
back patio.
What,
Yeah.
they give you a straw for like $20 and you just
Oh,
go
you
to
just-
town?
no, you
You
just
just
salt burn it.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And they used to do foam parties, if I remember.
Yeah, it was disgusting. I only went there a
Ew.
handful of
Yeah, I
times
think I'd only been
because
there like 2 or 3 times.
I was a
so
West
grossed
Hollywood
out.
boy at the time, and like going to the East Side was like too far.
I lived on the East Side, and I went there like 2 or 3 times before I was like, I can't. For one thing, it's so slippery.
Yeah.
Ew.
No,
Foam.
thank you.
Yeah, no thank you. And then the last one on my list is Mickey's, which I'm sure you're familiar with Mickey's now in West Hollywood. It's like a glitzy dance bar now.
What would you call those? Those like lounges.
Yeah, it's like a lounge, like dance club, like typical gay bar, I would
Yeah.
say. But Mickey's originally was really shitty and like kind of sketchy,
Mhm.
and then it burned down in like
Oh.
2007 or 8. And everyone said that it was like it was them trying to collect like insurance money.
Like an inside
But
job.
basically they the building like burned down and then they rebuilt it and it was like this high-tech Mickey's version, which you see today, which is probably it's pretty old now because that was
Yeah.
nearly 20 years ago.
So another fire's coming soon.
Yeah, maybe. It's crazy. Do you have any good strip club thoughts?
I think so. So I used to work on the road for a mobile dental company.
Okay.
And so I think we would cover like Kentucky, Virginia, and then like Georgia, Alabama. And I cannot remember where this strip club is. I wanted to say maybe Georgia, but it's called the Paper Moon.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I went there with my friend, and because this is where I learned that I couldn't go in there by myself. You have to have a man with you to go in strip clubs.
Ew, really?
Yeah. And I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Well, I guess because, I mean, they don't want lesbians in there. They
Well, and that was
they
a-
don't understand that in the South, you know?
As far as Iowa, even you couldn't. I think it was Iowa and Indiana that I went to that you had to have
Mhm.
because
Weird.
we were working on a show in that brought us through St. Louis,
Mhm.
and St. Louis has like a curfew.
Yeah.
So after I was with a crew, and after hours, one of the producers wanted to go to a strip club across the river, and so we went across, and one of the female producers came a little bit later, and she wouldn't get let in until someone came out of the bar, met with security to bring her inside.
That's so fucked up.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, gays got money too, you know?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
But
Well, she's even straight.
Yeah.
So
I don't get it. Weird rule. But went there with my friend. One of the dancer, cocktail waitress, whatever, she like slipped. And have you ever had tutor shooters? I think we've talked about that.
It sounds familiar.
They're
Refresh my
just
memory.
Little like
Oh,
scientists, little
yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
little
test
peekers.
tubes.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so one of them that
Tutor
was
shooters.
that's what I don't know.
I've had a tutor shooter too.
Well, the waitress ends up like tripping and spills them all over my friend, and she was like blaming him for it and was like, "You have to pay for these." And
Mhm.
he's kind of an asshole. So
Mhm.
yeah, you can imagine what happens next. So security comes over. He just pushes the security guard. We take off
Ooh.
running, and on the outside there's a chain link fence.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so yeah. So we ended up like climbing over the fence. He gets stuck at the top. Literally has to take off his pants,
Oh my
and
God.
that's how we go back to the hotel after leaving a strip club to see everyone else that we worked with. That they were like, "Where the fuck are your pants?" And I was like, it was scary. I was literally scared. I think I just turned 21. It was
Mhm.
a terrifying time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
But that's all I got. It's a paper moon somewhere.
Wow.
And here you are now, 24.
I'm excited for jumbos. Are we allowing significant others? Like
Who
like
else is it?
Mikey? Molly?
Molly would love to watch dancers. She'd be down for it, but I think she might be busy.
I feel like this should be a work outing. I know it's unfair that I get to bring Joe, but like, I feel
do
like
it.
I do work.
yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty precious. I'm excited to see Jolene. Although I'm worried that Jolene might quit to go work there.
Oh my.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I read that I think there's a dancer that's been there for 25 years.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right. Well, this is a perfect segue, I guess, to take us to our next segment we like to call Coral's Corner.
Oh, hello. Okay, so we got some big stuff going on this weekend.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Do you know what it is?
No.
Nothing? You don't want to guess?
Oh,
Conor
UFC
McGregor,
Oh, fuck you guys.
Ronda Rousey.
No. Blah, blah, blah.
UFC 300.
No, it's a UFC 298. We're not even there yet.
Oh, 298. Got
we
it.
got 298 and then 299.
It feels like it's been a hot minute since we've had a UFC
well,
battle.
the last two Saturdays
Are they
have
called
been
battles?
yeah, you can call them a battle.
Okay.
They've just been absolute garbage. It's like people
Oh.
I don't really care for, and it's I don't know. I think they're free pay-per-view, so that's how you know it's shit.
Got it.
But no, we have Alexander Volkanovski.
Ooh, Volkanovski. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, you like him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
asshole. And then Tapora.
Yep.
Tempura fish. Yeah.
Yeah. They
Shrimp
fight,
tempura.
Mhm.
which is crazy because they it's kind of like similar to when McGregor and Jose Aldo fought.
Uh-huh.
Same record. We might have another upset.
Uh-oh.
It's weird.
Uh-oh.
It's weird.
Huh.
And I don't know. God.
So, do you ever put money on these things?
No, I don't trust myself to do that. Once
Yeah.
I start, I mean, I've told you before, I'll lose control at a fucking Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Like
I know.
I don't want to do that. And it would be nice to take money from, Narbe and
Yeah.
Scott, but
Yeah.
I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Scott always puts money on a parlay or whatever that means.
Mhm.
And he loses pretty much every time.
Yeah.
Um,
One
And
day,
then-
though, he'll win big.
And then on that rare Sunday that Narbe graces us with his presence, Scott has to run to his locker and come out with $20 to hand to Narbe.
$20
The
bill.
crumpleness.
Yeah.
So there's quite a bit of fights on here. I'm going to ask you who you think is going to win.
Okay.
So we
I'll take
have-
that action.
Jeff Neal versus Ian Gary. Who do you have for
Um,
that?
Ian.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
he's
Can
the
we
one-
mark this so then we can find out next time?
I'll remember this stupid shit you're saying.
Okay.
Ian Gary's the one where his wife wrote that book,
About
How to Be a Wag.
yeah.
Which I'm a little nervous because I don't know if y'all know that like sports, like football fans and hockey fans, like all those types of fans, they're aggressive, I guess. You know,
Sure.
they love their team. MMA fans are the fucking devils. Like they're horrible people.
I never would have guessed.
Yeah, look at me. Look at fuck you. But if you ever
It's all that Monster Energy drink.
just go through the comments one day
Uh-huh.
and you're gonna it's harsh.
Okay.
But
I'll take your word for it.
But I don't know about him pulling through. I would like for him to win,
Okay.
but I don't think so. And then we got Robert Whittaker
Mhm.
versus Paulo Costa.
I'm going with Whittaker the Undertaker.
That's right. Good.
know what I
Good
mean?
for you. Good for you. These names, I love these names. All right, Marab Divalashi versus Henry Cejudo.
Henry Cejudo all the way.
Oh fuck you! He's a piece of shit.
Wow.
You know Henry?
I do?
Yeah.
Who's Henry?
Oh god. you don't know.
Cejudo.
Cejudo. He's like a Olympic champ. I don't know. See, y'all
Huh.
Well,
have
how
to-
am I supposed to know?
I don't supposed to know it.
Okay, what about Anthony Hernandez versus Roman Kopylov?
Hernandez.
Hernandez, are you picking the easier names?
I'm picking the
No.
name that you are better at pronouncing, which
Mhm.
makes me think that you're more in tune with who that person is.
No, I think these are just simple names.
Oh, got it. Okay.
What do you mean? You pronounce that one, Merhab Defishafal.
Well, if you were
Murad?
calling them for winners, you would probably know how to say their name. Is I
No.
think what Jeff's saying.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Although that one, that's not even.
Well, no, I think Merhab Dylan Defishafal is going to beat Henry Cejudo.
Listen, pronunciation matters very little in the game of UFC.
Mm-mm.
Very little.
It was bullshit, though. We did.
That was all of them?
Yeah. That's,
What about, I didn't see any Pauls.
who's about fuck you now?
What about Chuck Liddell?
That would be really cool.
What about Stone Cold?
Just keep throwing out names. Come on.
What about
GSP.
Hey.
What about Gal Gadot?
What
Gal
about
Gad-
the Spider? Anderson Silva.
Anderson Silva. Oh yeah.
Yeah, what
He's a
about
boxer now.
Affliction?
Oh god damn it. Anyways, we were sort of promised during the Super Bowl commercials that we were going to get a big announcement
Yeah.
for UFC 300 because they're still like scrambling for that shit. And it was just Dana White in a fucking Bud Light commercial for like 2 seconds.
Oh,
You saw it?
no. I didn't see it.
Okay, so you didn't tell me when you saw it.
I
I said Dana White 300. You have to tell me.
Yeah, I know. Cora was sitting in the other room because we played the Super Bowl.
Because you bait her.
Yeah, and she was like sitting in the other room. She was like, "Tell me if Dana White shows up." So I kept going over there and being like, "Oh man, that shit was nuts." And then she would run over and be, it was pretty
Yeah,
funny.
and just each time I'm just more of a piece of shit. I
Yeah.
realize you are.
It was pretty funny. It was pretty funny though. Oh, I'm sorry that happened to you.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at least we've got. Well, so when is it? When is UFC 300 again?
I think that's in March,
Mm,
like March 11th, 13th.
yeah, we're coming up on that.
Yeah, they were gonna get John Jones to come back,
Hmm.
which that would have been interesting, but I think he's like still injured because he missed his last fight because he tore his pectoral tear.
Oh.
Yeah, icky. Titty about popped right out.
God damn.
I know.
No, thank you.
You can't fix that either.
Mm-mm.
I think Narbe tore his pec
Yeah.
or something.
Narba, he's always tore more than that.
Oh wow. All right. Well, what else is there?
Well, we just have like rumors of what's going to happen. So for the UFC 300 main event, I'm going to ask
Uh-huh.
you who you would like to see.
Okay.
Would you rather see Dracus Duplessis versus Khamzat Chimaev?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Would you Leon Edwards, Bella Muhab? I can't Bella. I don't like this guy.
I don't even know what you're asking me anymore.
So do you want
Dracus Duplessis.
okay?
Duplessis for me.
Yeah,
or they might
that
do
one.
Dracus Duplessis versus Israel Adesanya.
Okay, that sounds great.
That one?
Yeah.
That's fuck, I don't want to see that.
That's the only one that you can pronounce, so that must
I'm
be
working on it. And then, on the way here, I like try to say these names
You're
out
gonna
loud.
have to get Duolingo for this shit.
Fuck you.
Listen to it in the car
I'm
or
not
something.
paying for that. God. And I have to pay for Duolingo because I get it too wrong.
Just
and they're-
UFC Duolingo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Dracus Duplessis.
Well, I was saying
Vladimir Putin.
I kept saying Dracus Dupussy, and they were like,
no,
Duplessis. And I was like, Dupussy. No, it's not it.
Conor McGregor. That's an easy one to say.
Yeah, because that's the only one that matters.
Oh Jesus! I feel like you're in the minority there for that.
Mm-mm.
Doesn't everyone hate him?
No,
No, he's
Scott,
just easy to argue about.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Plus, Scott's just stupid. He doesn't know. He's ginger. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Then he should be on his side because isn't Conor McGregor a ginge?
Mm,
That's why he's such a good fighter because he's got no soul. You know.
that's it.
All right. Well, that's been Coral's Corner.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Can
man.
I segue real quick into another topic and get opinions on?
Segue it?
Gina Carano
Mm-hmm.
suing Disney and
Okay.
Lucasfilm.
Yeah.
She is claiming that they have a breach of contract and that they are infringing on her right to free speech. Now, Gina Carano is having her lawyer's fees paid for by Elon Musk
Yeah. I know.
because he is saying that as the owner of X, since her opinions were made public on X, he will defend her right to free speech.
I think ultimately, like they were able to fire her because she breached her contract, and I think that they probably had their Disney lawyers, which I guarantee are more powerful than the Elon Musk lawyers
Mhm.
or whatever. Make sure that it was totally ironclad before they even went down that road.
Well, and she doesn't, I mean, her right to free speech is not the thing in question when she's representing the company.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So, but how does that work though? Because I feel like in a contract, maybe you can't talk about what you're doing for work, but that is like your own personal beliefs. Yeah.
But that's all in a contract like that. If
It
If
is?
you're hired to be like the star of something
Uh-huh.
or an actor or whatever, then your personal conduct is in the contract, like
So-
how you behave in public.
Basically the same thing that happened to that Rosie bitch. Yeah.
Huh?
Rosie?
Huh?
What is the show where
Oh, yes,
Oh,
yes,
Roseanne.
yes.
Roseanne.
Yeah.
Okay, so
basically.
same thing.
Yeah, because it's all business at the end of the day, right? So if
Yeah.
like if your star
Mhm.
does something or says something that's going to affect the business, then you're going to get fired.
And your right to free speech is between you and the state.
Mm-hmm.
It is not necessarily between you and your employer.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that's where, as a representative of the company, there tends to be certain clauses in the contract that say that you'll whatever.
Well, then I guess that makes sense. Like if you're like you signed it, you knew what your rules were and what your job was. So
Mhm.
yeah, I do think everyone's entitled to free speech, but do you want to get fucking paid or not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you have to do this?
Yeah.
I mean, she says
Like-
some stupid shit too.
I mean, she did, but
Yeah.
everyone says stupid shit. Like, look at us sitting here at this table.
Yeah.
Yeah, but her shit was way stupider than our shit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
I don't even remember what she said.
I don't remember
She
exactly
got
what it
real.
was.
She went real hardcore MAGA. I think
Yeah.
is in QAnon.
Like Kevin Sorbo level, if I remember.
Yeah, she got really into that, and it was like, okay.
And I mean, you don't know what happens behind the scenes. Maybe
Mhm.
she had a few chances along the way before she was let go.
Yeah. I mean, that kind of brings it to like, thinking about what's her face from Scream 7 getting fired
Mhm.
and all that stuff. But I don't know. They all have their opportunities, I guess, to like
Mhm.
fix it before
Why
they.
was she fired too?
She was going on about
Israel,
Palestine
Palestine.
stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah. But I think they gave her the opportunity to apologize or something, and she's like, I won't apologize. So it's like,
Yeah.
whatever, I guess. There goes Scream. Although I think we're gonna get Nev Campbell back. So at the end of the day,
Because they fucked up the last one. What do you mean?
okay.
That
This
that needs
again.
just- I mean, in general, like Israel and Palestine is a topic.
It's a hot button topic for
Mhm.
sure, which we will not touch.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Done.
But yeah, I think if you've got a public forum, maybe I don't know.
So wait, we're not going to talk about politics on here?
Definitely not.
Oh, okay.
I can't even speak eloquently about my dinner, let alone politics. My God, I'm here purely for fart jokes and strip clubs. I know my lane.
Okay.
I'll stay right in it.
Mm-hmm.
And with that note, I guess that brings us to the end of the show, and we will see you again next time. Thank you so much.